Alright, what's going on everybody? It's Edge here, coming back with the new video for this week. So in this week's video, I'm going to be talking about the time I broke my arm. So in the fall of 10th grade, it happened when I was up deer hunting up north. What had happened was I was fixing one of my stands, actually to make it safer, so it's kind of ironic that I broke my arm while I was trying to make my stand safer. But anyways, I was on the side of the stand or whatever, and I was trying to repair the side of the box, the part where you sit in. And when I was doing this, I was kind of holding on to a 2x4 that was old and like rotten. And what had happened was the 2x4 had ended up snapping, and I fell. It was probably about like 10 feet I fell, I think. I had a drill in my hand at the time, and luckily I threw that out of the way. I kind of sprawled out, and I had one of my arms tucked across my chest to like keep it from not breaking or whatever, but I couldn't get my other arm around, and I actually landed on my other arm. And by doing this, I ended up breaking it. I remember I was like screaming really loud. I mean, it hurt a lot. So after I'd fallen, my uncle was there with me, and we made like a little casting out of just some tape or whatever, just to hold my arm up, because we didn't really know what had happened. So after that had happened, we had to end up going to the ER that night. So we had to drive all the way from camp. It was like a 45-minute drive to the nearest like city where an ER was. So we ended up driving all the way there. And once we got there, they did x-rays of my arm, and it was actually broken. I had broke one of the bones in my forearm part of my arm. So after I got the x-ray and told it was broken, they wrapped it up in a cast. And then after I got my cast, they gave me a sling to put on that I was supposed to wear. And then after that, I basically just stayed up north and just kind of chilled in the camper while everyone else was hunting till I got to go home. And then once I finally got to go home, I ended up going to get a reel cast on. So when I went to get my reel cast on, I think it was a red cast, and it was waterproof. I remember that because I was actually going to Florida in a couple weeks. So the weekend after I hurt my arm and got back, I was actually going to Florida, so that's why I needed a waterproof cast. Having the waterproof cast was really nice because I could like get it wet and not have to worry about having like that big bag over it. Although I did take showers with the bag over it, because when the cast did get wet, like the cloth on the inside took like a really long time to dry, and it was kind of pain in the butt to like dry, so I had to like wear the bag over it to keep it dry in the shower or whatever. And then I did obviously have to go to school once I got back from Florida, and that kind of sucked a little bit because it was my right hand that I broke, and I am right-handed, so that made things just a lot harder. A couple things I remember is I was in one of my Spanish classes. There was a bunch. We had a homework that I had to do, and it was hard for me to write with my right hand, so I ended up writing it with my left hand. And when I looked back at the homework assignment, it was literally just scribbles. Like I don't even know, like I couldn't even read it myself. Like I didn't even know what I was writing, but the teacher felt kind of bad for me and still gave me like completion for it, so that was kind of nice. And then I don't know if any of you had a cast before, but when you get it off, it's like the weirdest feeling ever, because they cut it off and then they open it up and your arm just feels like so relieved or whatever. And then after you cut it off, you can compare your arms, and it's crazy the size difference there is from the one that had the cast and from the one that didn't have the cast. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this week's video, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, smash the like button on this video, and oh, I also have a Twitter. My handle is at Edge_OG1. Yeah, go follow me on there. I basically just tweet out my videos and just maybe other updates that'll be happening if like I don't post a video or just stuff like that. So yeah, go check that out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.